for me personally, like, I would say that I don't believe in it. But of course, it's not that if I don't believe, then I purposely go and do it, right? I usually try to stay away from doing things that we've been told not to do due to prior beliefs. So one of it is my colleagues shared with me back in our ICU days, right? They told me that, hey, you should never eat pau during your shift, because every time they have noticed this in their many years of nursing, right? That every time someone eats pau during shift, a patient passes away, and then end up having pau back the patient, and off he goes to the mortuary . So that is one taboo that we don't practice. We don't eat pau during our shift. And of course, we also get very offended when someone comes in with pau on purpose during our shift. So we tell them, no paus during my shift. You want to eat, you eat during your shift. Another taboo that we don't practice is we don't tell our patients see you, because I think that one is not just taboo, it's also not something very nice to say. Generally, when we go shopping, we go and eat in a restaurant or anything like that, customer service etiquette is to say, see you again. But in a hospital, never say that because to say see you again to a patient is, in other words, telling them hope you fall sick again. So we don't want that, right? Everybody wants to be healthy. We as nurses also want our patients to be healthy. So when they go back home, we don't say that. Spooky encounters. Personally, no. But I've heard stories like, where lights get turned off while a nurse is in a particular cubicle. And when she comes out and inquires, no one actually switched the lights off. We've even heard stories of nurses caring for a patient who never spoke before, but during their shift, suddenly the patient starts speaking to her. But when she goes back to the front counter to call her colleagues to come back and say, hey, this guy is suddenly speaking to me, When they come there, apparently the patient has passed on. No pulse, no blood pressure, no heart rate, nothing like that. So who actually was speaking to her? We don't know . For myself, no experience, but one scenario that I was in was when, in the ICU, when we're caring for a patient, it's usually 1-to-1, so I'm alone with the patient in the room. It's night shift. It was about 2 or 3 a.m. Curtains were screened, and I was doing suctioning. After I stopped suctioning, there's pitch silence . So suddenly I hear a lady, call out my name. But when I turn around, there's no one. And my patient is a male, so cannot be him speaking in a lady's voice . It did spook me out, but then I just forgot about it . In my personal opinion, no. Of course, that's my profession. I will never say it's a dirty job. But I know where this term dirty job comes from. It's because sometimes some laymen have the idea that all nurses do is change diapers, wash people's buttocks, clean up dirty wounds, clean up after someone who vomited. But our job is really so much more than that. And in fact, if we can do all that, it goes to show that it's not a dirty job. It goes to show that it's a job that is done with a lot of compassion. Because who would clean a stranger's diapers, a stranger's vomit, a stranger's pee, unless you don't have the compassion to do that . No one would want to help a stranger in this way. So it's not a dirty job. It's actually a very noble job, and nurses have their own fair share of hardship every single day when they're doing that. So I think it would be nice if people stop saying that nursing is a dirty job. I don't really need to give an advice to the future nurses, because the day someone chooses to be a nurse, chooses to study nursing, goes to show that they probably already know what they are doing and they know what they are getting into. The only thing I can tell them is that it's not easy. It will come with a lot of hardship. But you are the one point of contact that holds everything together. You are the one person who pieces every single information together. You help the entire healthcare team to bring the patient back to good health. So just keep doing what you're doing. So to all the nurses out there, always remember that you're the one crucial link that holds everything together to bring the patient back to better health. And on behalf of CaregiverAsia, thank you and happy Nurses Day.